So I'm back with the next part of our Netflix clone using .NET MAUI. So I would recommend you to check out previous parts of this series so you'll get idea what we are building and how we are building this. So this is the main page. We have this main screen, the main movie, one of the random movie. Then we have these menus, we have these buttons, we have these top rated movies, Netflix originals, trending movies, action movies. And if we click on any of this, so it opens up this little box, and we can click on other movies as well, and the details for that movie will show up here. We can close it, and we can close it by clicking the same thumbnail again as well. And these categories, if we click on these categories, we are getting all this data from TMDB API. So this is also here. And now the next thing we are going to work on, that is this detail page. So this page basically. So if we click on here or play or anywhere on this thing, so it will open up a new page with this. So we'll fetch the trailer, YouTube trailer, and then we'll have one web view, and in that web view we are going to run that trailer. Then we'll have these buttons, these details, and then we'll have these two tab like structures, so trailers and more. So if we found other videos related to this, we'll list them here and more like this. So we'll get a list of similar movies or series. All this data will come from the TMDB API only. So this is what we are going to work next. So let's get started. So first thing, we need to move to the next page. So for that, we'll simply go to our main page. On main page, we should go to our control. So the movie info box control, right? We have all this data here, and we have this movie info box XAML here. Fine. So when we click, let's say anywhere in this section, we'll move it to the next page. So for that, let's try to have it on the main border. Okay, so let's have this here. So we'll say border dot gesture recognizers, tab gesture recognizers. And do we have this data in here? Yes, we have this media object here. So here, let's use tab, a new event handler. And here, let's make it a sync. And here we'll say await shell dot current. Now we need to navigate to that new detail page, and which does not exist yet. So let's create that page. So we'll create a new item. .NET MAUI content page XAML. Let's call it details page. Fine, we have this details page here. And next thing we'll do, we'll register the route for this. So for that, let's go to app shell and we'll register that route. We'll say details page so that we can navigate to this page. And we need to get some data, the details of the movie we clicked from that movie info box. We need to get it, and in shell navigation we can get it using the query params. So for that, we can have it here, or maybe let's create a view model for this. Let's create a view model. We'll say public class and details view model. And it is going to be an observable object. And this is going to be partial because we are using this observable object. And here again we'll inject this TMDB service. So let's create a constructor and let's inject the TMDB service here. And in here, first thing we need the details of the movie. So we have two options. Either we get the complete movie details or we get the movie ID. For now, let's have a complete movie details. So we'll create a property here. This is going to be of type media because we have that media, and let's call it media only. And we'll add the query property here and the name of this is going to be our media object, media property, and the same query ID is also going to be media. So first one is what we are going to map it, and this is from what. So basically the second parameter is the query string name and the first parameter is the name of the property. Fine, so we have this object here, and now let's move it to another file, separate file. So we have this details view model here. Now let's register it to our dependency container. So we have all these registration here. So we can register it as transient because there is no point of storing it in the memory for always. So add transient details view model and then details page. And I think there is some method from community toolkit. Yeah. So we have this as add transient with shell route, and it adds a navigable element of the type this to view model type this to response iService collection terminal icon, and registers a mouse shell route in routing using the value of route as the route. Okay, so that means we can use this if we want, like this. So first one is going to be view, that is details page in our case, and second one is going to be view model, and that is details view model in our case. And then we can set the route, and route is going to be name of details page. So we can do this, and if we are doing this we don't need to register these separately here, and we can remove this thing from here. It will be taken care by this only. If we go here, so first thing it registers it service.add transient, it registers these, then register shell route tview, and if we go to this, then it does the same thing, routing register route, and this route will pass name of our details page and type of our details page, what we were doing in here is manually. So this is being taken care from this thing, and if we check this is same. Okay, so this is also doing the same thing. So now we have this ready. Now next thing is we need to register our details view, inject our details view model in our page. So let's register this, let's call it view model only, view model. And now we have this thing. For now, let's set the binding context of this page to this view model. And now next thing is, first thing, let's register the models here. These two, we don't need controls, right? We need view model namespace. So let's add it here. And then next thing, we need to set the data type for this page. Next data type, and this is our details view. Fine. And here for now, let's change this text to have binding media dot display title. Let's try if all these things are working. Fine. So we have set up this, and from the movie info box, we are saying go to async. Now we need to patch two things. First is the route, that is name of details page. Second one is animate true, and the third one is parameters. So this parameter is going to be the parameter we need to pass from this page to the page we are navigating to, that is details page in our case. So in details page we are using this view model, and in view model we have added this query property. So we need to pass this object, and the name we are going to use, it should match the second parameter, right? In our case both are name of media. So let's do this. So we'll come here and we'll create a parameter here. This is going to be a dictionary of string and object, and here we'll have only one object, which will be name of details page dot media, no, details page view model dot media, details page view model, right? Details view model, details view model dot media, and the value is going to be the current media. We have this current media object here. So this thing, let's add these parameters here, and now we should be good. So let's run it and let's check if everything is working. Then we'll design the page. So app is here. Let's try info box. If we click on it, we navigated to details page, but we don't have anything. Maybe because of the color. We set the label text color to white on global level. So first thing, let's go to details page, and let's set the page background color to black. Still we don't have this media.display title, and why so? Okay, this is going to be a private media underscore media observable property. Fine. Let's try to rerun. App is here. Let's try this. And now we have the name of the movie. Go back and let's try some other movie, Shazam, and we have the name. That means the navigation is working as expected. We are navigating to the next page with all the details, right? So this thing is working. Now let's try to design this. So if we check in our screenshot, we have this section also as black. So let's change this to black as well. So we'll go to details page and we'll set shell dot background color to black. Fine. Now first thing we need to have this YouTube trailer. So we are going to run this YouTube trailer in a web view. So for that, first thing we need to have one web view element here. So first thing we need to have it scrollable. So let's get rid of this vertical stack layout for now. So we'll have a scroll view first. Scroll view. And for this scroll view also, let's add a background color to black. After that, we are going to have a grid, and we are going to have this grid because we are going to show an activity indicator when the details we are going to fetch from TMDB API, so that we can show the activity indicator for that amount of time. So because the background is black, we'll use activity indicators color is white. And then let's move it to the center. So vertical options at center and horizontal options at center. And then let's have a height and width of 50. Fine. Now let's have the actual elements. So we'll have a vertical stack layout here. And in vertical stack layout, first item we need is this web view. This web view. So let's add a web view here. Okay. So first thing, let's add a web view control. So this web view, let's have a name for this because, yeah, let's try to have, first let's set the details, the properties for this. So first thing is source. For this web view, the source is going to be the, we'll get it from binding media. We'll say, do we have something like trailer? Right, so let's add a trailer URL for this first thing. So let's go to this media. Okay, details, view model. Then we have this media type, and in this media we are going to have a trailer URL. So string, and we'll have a trailer URL. From here we can get this trailer URL. Let's check the TMDB object. It is in TMDB service. We have this URL get trailer, so we are going to get the trailers from here, and then we'll fetch one of the trailer to show in that web view. So let's create a method here, public async task, and this is going to return us a list of video, and from video, so let's call it get trailers. And in this trailers, first thing we need a movie ID. Well, let's call it ID only. And then second thing, we are going to get the type, the media type basically. So that we are getting in other as well. So this indicates if this thing is movie or a TV show. And because we are dealing in movies more, so we'll have a default value of movie with this thing. Now let's patch the trailers. This trailers will say await http client dot get from JSON async, and this is going to be our video wrapper. Video wrapper. Yeah, I have already defined this in these models. So from this videos wrapper, first thing we need to pass the URL, and for the URL we can get it from, let me move it to the next line. We'll get it from our URLs dot get trailers, and we need to pass the movie ID and movie this type. Let's pass these. Now we have this URL, then we need to append the API key like this. So now our URL is ready. Now let's call it wrapper or videos wrapper. Now next thing is we'll check if this videos wrapper dot, we are going to have, if you look into this videos wrapper, this has an ID and a collection of videos. This I'll show you what we are going to use this. So we have this, so we are going to check if we have any result for this. So if results dot length, if it is greater than 0, then we'll do our stuff, and if that's not the case, we'll simply return null. For that we need to add this question mark here, because we are saying that this is going to be nullable. This can be nullable. Okay, continue. So if the length is 0, then we'll check, we'll get only the video. So how it works, this TMDB API for this thing, it is going to get all the videos related to this. So if you check this thing, the URL here says videos of this movie. So it could be a trailer, teaser, some movie clips, some promotional videos. It could be anything related to that particular movie or TV show. But we don't need everything. We just need trailers. So we need to filter out this. So for that, in videos wrapper and video, this videos wrapper, I have added this filter trailer and teasers. So I'm setting this. First thing we are checking if that is official. So trailers, it could be re-uploaded, it could be modified by someone else and they can upload it. So we are going to get only the official teaser and trailers. Then I'm checking if that trailer or teaser has a link of YouTube, because we are going to use our WebView to play that trailer, so it must be from YouTube only in for our case. Then third condition says the type of that video, it should be teaser or trailer, it should be one of these. We are going to use only these two types. For all other videos, promotional short clips or anything, we don't want all of those, but you can play around with this. You can check the type, the sample data, and then you can check all other types and you can play around with those, but we need only these. So we have this selector. I have added this as expression, this func. So let's do this. So here let's call it trailer teasers. So we have this videos wrapper dot results dot where, and we'll add our selector here, that func delegate here. So videos wrapper dot filter trailer teasers. So here we are going to get enumerable of video, and then we are going to return this, return trailer teasers. So that is how we are going to get the trailers. Now let's use this method in our case. So let's go to our details view model, and here let's have one more property here, string, and let's call it trailer only, or let's call it main trailer. And this is going to be an observable property. And to fill the value, we are going to use the similar approach we followed for our home view model. So we had this initialize async, we are going to follow this approach. So we'll have one method, and in that method we are going to fill value for that. So here also let's have a public async task initialize async. Okay, and here get the data from there. So let's call trailers, and then we'll await our TMDB service to get the trailers. Get trailers async. Okay, we didn't add async, let's add it. Get trailers async. Get trailers async, and it needs two parameters. So first parameter is ID that we can get from this media. So here we'll say media.id, and the second parameter, it requires this type. So this we'll get from media.type, media type. Fine. So now we'll have a list of trailers, and from all these trailers, now if you remember, in our TMDB service, this filter delegate, it is checking if this video is teaser or trailer both. But now we need to show only trailer. So we'll first check if this video had some trailer. So for that, let's check it. If trailers, or let's say where main trailer, or let's say first trailer, or let's rename this to trailer teasers. And now we'll say trailer, and we'll get these trailer teasers. We'll apply first or default, and here we'll check if t.type, if this is trailer, then only we'll set this. So if trailer is not null, or let's do the opposite, if trailer is null. If trailer is not null, then we'll simply get the first item from this trailer teaser selection, whatever it is. In this case it should be teaser only, but let's have it first only. Now we have this trailer. After this, we'll set our main trailer, and let's rename this to main trailer URL. So it should be main trailer URL. It is going to be this thing only, trailer dot. Now we need to get the trailer URL for this. So for this we need to create the trailer. So what it gives us, it simply gives us a key. So we check trailer dot key, it gives us this key. So if you run any YouTube video, there is one some alphanumeric values, or maybe some just alphabetical values only, something a x t y d v. It could be anything. So the YouTube key, basically YouTube video key. So we need to generate YouTube URL from that key. So for that, let's create a static helper method here. So we'll say private static string, and let's say generate YouTube URL, and we'll get the YouTube key, or let's say video key. And after this, we'll simply generate our YouTube URL, and for that simply say https youtube.com/ we'll use the embedded URL, so that we can see the YouTube URL only in that web view, nothing else. After that, we need this video key, and that's it. So generate this thing. So we'll have the main trailer URL equals generate YouTube URL, and this is going to be from trailers key. Fine. After that, what if we got null from here? For that, let's handle it. So if this is null, or let's check it like this, if it had some values, then we'll do all this. If that's not the case, then we should somehow show some alert to user that there is no video or there is no trailer, something like that. So for that, let's do this. Await shell dot current dot alert shell dot current dot display alert async. In this we need title, and title we could say not found, and message, let's say no videos found, right? And then the cancel button, that is going to be okay only. And that's all we are going to do from here. But it is showing compound. I think we are good with this main trailer URL. Now we need to use this main trailer URL in our page. For that, let's go to our detail page. Where is it? It is here. So here we'll say main trailer URL. That is this one. Okay, fine. And now let's save it. Changes. App is running. Let's see. We have this, and we cannot see anything because we need to set the height and width for this, and we need to show and hide this activity indicator. So first thing, let's come on this web view, and we are going to set the height for this. So let's have it something like 200. Okay, or maybe have it 250. Fine. So we save it. So this is WebView, but we are not this main trailer URL. This is this does not get loaded yet. That is because of in our view model we are loading this on this initialize async method and we are not calling this yet. So in here let's override on appearing, and in here let's change it to the async version. Sync, and here we'll say await and our view model dot initialize async. Fine. Rebuild and apply changes. This here, let's see. It got loaded. Right, but you see when we move to it, let's go back, let's use some other Shazam. First, it shows that white screen and nothing, and then it loads this. So for that particular amount of time, we should show our activity indicator. So for the, okay, one more thing. Let's remove this details page title from here. So we don't need this title. Let's remove this. Then second thing, this activity indicator. So we need to have some flag. So let's go to our view model and let's have it something like private rule is running, or let's say is busy. This is very famous in our .NET MAUI community. We use is busy for all these operations. So let's use this observable property, and then we'll set this is busy to true. Here is busy true, and then we'll apply uh, try finally here, and we'll set it back to false in our finally is busy false. Fine. Then we'll use this is busy in our details page. For this activity indicator, let's use this. For is running, we'll use this binding is busy, and then same thing we need to have here. So either we could have another property here that will call that something like is not busy, the opposite of is busy, or we can use trigger on this vertical stack layout. So let's try triggers this time. So we could say vertical stack layout dot triggers, and we'll use a data trigger here with target type is vertical stack layout, this current one, and the binding is going to be binding this is busy, and the value is going to be false. If that's the case, then we'll have a setter. The property is going to be is visible, and the value is going to be true. Let's have it is visible as false. What is that showing? Fine. So how this is going to work now? The default value is visible false. That means it is false. And how this triggers work, it automatically triggers respond to changes. Basically we are saying that this is a data trigger and we are binding it with this is busy. So whenever this is busy has a value of false, then we are saying set the property is visible of this target, which is this one, to true. So if is busy is false, then is visible of this is going to be true. And if this is false, is busy is true, then it will not trigger and it will use this default value which is false. So this is how it is going to work. Let's save it, rebuild and apply changes. So the app is here. Let's try it. The Godfather, and maybe it is fast. Okay, if it will take some time, then maybe it will work. But for now, we are good. So we can have this, we can see this. Now we can run this trailer and it's running. Fine. So I think for this part, that's it. And in the next, because it is, this video is already very long now, 41 minutes. And in the next part, we are going to continue this page. So we'll design this time, title, these buttons and these details, these things. So we'll do this in next part. That's it for this part. So please do like this video, share this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with another video. Bye bye.